Oh my god, you turned her into a freak.
Freak-ishly beautiful young lady. Oh,
She looks like a fish.
Tara beauty, absolutely.
You turned my daughter into a monster.
Okay, let's get started and see what this game is gonna do. Alright, this is Dimashes Pendejo, starting another game, just a little bit of a playback and commentary. So this game I decided to play very cautiously. So I've been practicing using my main and playing a couple of different ways, and so now what I've been doing is just basically taking champions I'm familiar with and looking at their tactics and kind of using a little bit of everything. I'm a little bit more cautious with Vayne. Like I fight backwards instead of fighting forwards. And I never did that with Quinn because of her burst damage and her such powerful attack damage. No one's gonna stand there and take Quinn damage, especially if I have Infinity Edge. So I've been learning to be a little bit more conservative with Quinn. I usually just kind of dive right in, and I kept getting kills, and so this time I decided to do a combination of mixing Quinn tactics with Vayne tactics, and the results were pretty impressive. Not only did I get 6 kills and the other ADC get none, I didn't die once this game. And part of it is having a great support, a support that you know is good with the game. He knows his way around the bot lane, and he knows how to support you. What's the best way to support? Good poking, vision, and so and like one of the things I noticed with good supports is their ability to hit the minions and help you in a way. Like it looks like he wanted me to last hit on that minion. I'm a little confused with the new patches is coming out. I'm not sure why I get credit when the support takes my minion kills. I was getting angry before because I started noticing supports were hitting my minions, and I was getting credit for it. And when I was trying to get my Mastery 7 token, you need as many CS as you can, so I really didn't like it when the supports last hit my minions for me. I need to work on farming, and so even though I'm messing up, I'd rather still try to get my minion kills than and practice farming. I should never end a game with like anywhere under 150 minion kills. Like that's really bad. Back when Quinn came out, I would have like 1,000 minions killed in a game. And the games were longer, granted. Like it was like a 45-minute game, 35 minutes at the earliest, and so I would have like 1,000 minion kills and 20 kills with a Quinn. And it's just weird that they nerfed Quinn so bad. I wish they would put her back to the way she was, because if she was back to the way she was, I would be able to, and they did the runes the way they used to, I would be back to my old self. I really feel like I don't like the changes they made with Quinn, and I don't like using her at the top lane. She's not really a top laner. She was meant for being in the bot lane, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but she's made for the bot lane. I'm comfortable with her in the bot lane. Yeah, she's super squishy, but she's always gonna be like I know how to play her in the bot lane because I spent many years playing Quinn bot lane, so it doesn't bother me.
I've got friends.
You know, I can goof off and be silly and it doesn't bother me. So I don't know. I love this game. It's one of my favorite games I've ever played. And so there it is. I'm pulling some Vayne tactics. If you notice me constantly doing the burst damage, getting the burst damage off, and then pulling back. Another one of my tactics, especially fighting a Caitlyn, is I never leave those traps out. I always set those traps off. It doesn't do that much damage to me. I'd rather have that trap destroyed. He took my kill. Don't get angry, stay focused, we're ahead. This just means I can farm. So I don't waste my time harassing bot laners or supports because it just makes them play bad. So even though he did kind of like take that kill, oh yeah, I can destroy that. I can forgive it. You know, he was probably just trying to help, but I noticed him do it again, so I was kind of irritated. But stay focused, stay positive, and just keep farming, do the right thing. At this point, I'm going into, let's see here, 29 minion kills, and I'm at what, level 4. I'm a little behind. Usually at level 4 I'm around 45 with Quinn, doing good. And my level queue is up a little higher. Here I was able to go and get the BF sword. And so the reason why I don't, if I'm doing good, I immediately get the BF sword because I'm judging the skill of my opponent. So she put this border right here, thinking that would be enough to protect her. Solo queue, she's by herself, unprotected in the bot lane, and so that obviously is a problem. Like, you should know your abilities. You should know who you're playing against. Caitlyn is an older champion, and Swain is an older champion. Quinn is an older champion. So you should be aware that that's a bad idea. These are all older champions, even the Shyvana. So I'm kind of going, okay, this guy's like a level 100. So he has to be somewhat of an older profile. But there I am, backing up again and playing cautiously, and even though I'm not getting kills that I probably could have and taking those risks, I'm learning. I'm learning to stay alive, and staying alive and being around where the fights are happening gives me higher level queues. And even though, yeah, okay, you can get a kill, right? And so I could have dived in and chased that that little Joker, Shaco, through the jungle, which is dangerous. And I could have gotten flanked. I could have killed him, but then I most likely would have died. So that's a respawn time. And on top of that, it's a walk back. And so that takes up time. While instead of doing that, I'm farming, and I leveled up, so I'm already level 6 now, and my experience is going higher and higher, and I still got a kill. So I started learning to play more cautiously with these champions because you never know when you're gonna get ganked. You really don't. And so looking at the map now, I'm glad I made the decisions I made. I warded this area. I'm always buying control wards. Even if I'm not a support, I always buy some sort of vision to contribute. I'm always placing vision somewhere. I usually try to place vision in key areas, places where the enemy jungle would gank. Most of the time over here in this area, but this time I noticed we didn't get dragon yet, so I had the chance to deep ward and so I took it, you know. I don't. Where am I? There I am. Okay. So here I'm off again. I'm looking down. Before I go back down to the bot lane, I'm always looking at the bot lane. So here, even though I have this video on my champion, I'm always looking at the bot lane. I'm always trying to see what's going on down here. So I scan it. I already noticed that Shyvana was right here, hiding out. When I hit my W, it showed her, and so right here I'm warning him, but he didn't realize what I was trying to say, and so sure enough, I guess he didn't care, but he almost died because it was an ambush. It was an ambush that failed. I was able to see it. I don't think Shyvana was paying attention and realized I was able to see it, but I was, and because I was, that was potential. That could have been a little worse, you know. And so Swain could have died right there. I'm always looking. I'm always watching my wards. So I go by a rule where I look at my map. If I feel insecure or unsafe, usually right here I start feeling unsafe, so I'm glancing constantly on my mini-map, looking around, trying to see, okay, she's going back, I'm tracking that, and so I'm always going back to these basic principles. These people suck, so I mean, I'm not going to worry about them too much, and I'm gonna go back again and I guess I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna taunt her instead. Yeah, that is playing it safe right there. I think at this point I'm a little cocky. It's like, yeah, what up, Shyvana? You wish you had these moves like that.
Unstoppable.
You know?
Shut down.
I like looking at these videos and watching what I did right in these games. And this game, I mean, I'll be honest, these guys weren't that bad, you know. They weren't that bad to play against. Like, they were pretty easy. So I feel kind of bad. I feel like I was shooting fish in a barrel and calling it fishing. Like, but there it is again, me playing safe, poking bushes, making sure. Obviously, I did not know that this was warded, or else, yeah, that was just a waste right there. And I thought, I could hide in here and actually make this thing useful, but alas, it did not work. So I'm just like, I'll go fly around. The graphics ain't that bad. You know, I'm a little bit salty about them changing Valor. I wish they didn't do that. Oh, I got you, you did. Why are you still running in? You died. Instead I killed you. Okay. I forgot that was Quinya's ult, so I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of Quinn. Like, I like her as a champion. She can get around the board pretty quick, and I don't need to explain why. So, like, Quinn main is a good main. Mostly, no one ever bans my champion unless I'm playing ranked and they see that I'm trying to go bot lane Quinn, and they're like, insta ban. Oh, we don't want you doing that. Choose something else. And I'm like, dude, serious? What? It's bronze. I've seen people play Sona top lane bronze and win. I was irritated. Unorthodox as hell. Couldn't deny she was really good. So paying attention to wind conditions, looking around the map, I decide, it's the most effective thing I can do. They decided already to pull off from the Herald, so I decided, okay, since they're pulling away from that, I'm going to check this area. It's clear. I go inside and I start it. I initiate it. I see Yasuo. I see this guys. So we decide to go all in. And I'm just going to start systematically doing as much burst damage to each champion. And it worked. Each one. And we win this fight pretty quick. And so Yasuo, he's like, good job. I'm like, good job. And we go back to work. And so there we go, we won the team fight, we can hit some objectives. They're going to clear up that turret. Teemo's pushing his turret out. We're good all around. So I'm going to start dragging. Now I know I can't completely finish and kill this, and so I'm trusting that the people in mid lane will come and help me. Yasuo didn't see that. But this Quinya, like, that's a big help. Like, I could have died, but I didn't. She came and she helped me finish that up, and that's playing as a team. That truly is, because like I see that as good teamwork. Look at this Swain pulling security to get out of there. We're doing great. We're doing really great. I trust my teammates. Yasuo's Yasuo, so he's just going around trying to like systematically kill everything. And Teemo's Teemo, and he's gonna stay top lane and then come down and like blanket the map with a bunch of poisonous mushrooms later. And so everybody has like a you can kind of read the players. So they're afraid of me. And most people, they're like, oh, Quinn sucks. It's not true. They just don't know how to use Quinn. And even though I didn't get that kill right there, I was kind of irritated about. So I am always about these win conditions, these points of interest. And this right here, this little buff he can offer, huge victory right here. You know? So when I play with people like this Kagari or that support, I will totally add them because this is good teamwork. This is the kind of stuff you want. I was completely and totally impressed with the teamwork and our ability to not roast each other and stay focused on the game. And we won. And as you see, 6-0, didn't die once. Stay focused, guys. Play safe.